Once the human body is lost, it is difficult to regain it even in 10,000 kalpas. As a Buddhist practitioner, many people know this teaching. A human body is hard to obtain. Human life is therefore incredibly precious. And yet, in my ignorance and delusion, I deprived my own child of the right to be born as a human being. And today, I am bearing the karmic consequence of that act, like a death sentence hanging before me at a very young age, cancer. I am from NB, HCM City, and I am 25 years old this year. 2 years ago, I met and developed feelings for a married man. From the very beginning, I knew this was wrong, so I tried to see him only as a friend, thinking that we were merely helping and supporting each other. Deep down, I absolutely did not want to interfere in his family's happiness. But then, things were not that simple. We made mistakes, not just once, but many times. As for that man, he loved pleasure and was deeply attached to sensual desire. However, he also cared for me and always supported me financially whenever I was in difficulty. That caused a small and vulnerable girl like me to soften, fall into the trap of love, and be swept along by the mistakes of desire without being able to free myself. And every mistake must eventually be paid for. The day I found out I was pregnant with his child for the first time, it felt as though the sky had collapsed. Fear and anxiety tormented me day and night, pushing me toward a decision that I would later regret deeply, and perhaps regret for the rest of my life: abortion. But perhaps I did not need to wait until the end of my life for the karmic retribution to come. It came to me very early. The second time I became pregnant, the doctor informed me that not only did I have a molar pregnancy, but worse still, my blood test results showed that I had stage 1 cancer. Needless to say, more than anyone else, I knew immediately. This was the karmic consequence I had to bear. I received injections 4 or 5 times, but my condition did not improve. The doctor then instructed me to move on to the next stage, chemotherapy. At that moment, it felt as though my whole world suddenly woke me up. I painfully realized a very clear truth. The terrible cancer in my womb was the heavy karmic consequence, the direct result of my 2 abortions. My life, once that of a young girl concerned only with studying, changed and deteriorated rapidly in such a short time simply because I was careless, immature, pleasure-seeking, and lacking understanding. As for that wrongful relationship, after I clearly saw his true nature, his love of pleasure and indulgence in lust, although he still treated me very well, I decided to end that relationship completely. And life always holds many miracles for those who know how to repent. It was precisely during this darkest period that I encountered the Buddha's teachings. Through a fortunate karmic connection, I met sincere Dharma friends while participating in charitable activities in the city. They guided me to release animals, print Buddhist scriptures, and chant sutras and mantras. During that time, my cancer caused my hair to fall out badly, and my health declined noticeably. But in return, I received many small yet wonderful blessings that helped me realize the meaning of life and the value of being human, to bring one's love into the world by helping others. I was moved to tears when an older Dharma sister in my practice group, someone I love and respect deeply, dedicated all the merit from every good deed she performed to me and to the karmic creditors and resentful beings connected to the illness I was suffering from. I felt happy when I realized that the sutras and books I helped distribute, such as Returned by the Hospital, Saved by the Buddha's Dharma, Compiled by Quart, were reaching many people. That meant more and more people, just like me, could awaken. Strangely, ever since I began chanting the Great Compassion Mantra, reading Buddhist books, and listening to Dharma talks, although I had not formally made a vow to become vegetarian, whenever I saw meat dishes, I felt uneasy and did not want to eat them unless absolutely necessary. And heaven and the Buddhas are always compassionate and merciful. A miracle came to me. After undergoing chemotherapy for some time, I went back for another test, and my blood results came back negative, meaning the tumor had almost completely disappeared. I only needed to continue being monitored for a while longer, and if things continued to progress well, I might no longer need further treatment. The doctor even said that they were very surprised by how quickly my condition had improved, so quickly that it seemed almost unbelievable. Usually, people receiving this type of treatment suffer severe vomiting, extreme exhaustion, and sometimes can barely endure it. But somehow, perhaps because I had been eating vegetarian food, I did not suffer those intense symptoms of discomfort, fatigue, and pain. And every night, I always recited the Buddha's name. Since coming to know the Buddha's teachings, I have always felt a deep trust that everything is gradually getting better. I repent and do all the meaningful things I can, releasing animals, distributing scriptures and books, helping others, learning Buddhist teachings, and I dedicate all the merit to my karmic creditors, my parents, my ancestors, the unborn child I wronged, and also to that man. My cancer may be healed today, but in the future it could still return. Even so, I still feel very optimistic. In fact, I even feel fortunate that I became ill at such a young age, because through this, I have learned how to live a more meaningful life, a life illuminated by the moral light of the Buddha Dharma. Through this story, I want to send a message to young people. Please look at my story and draw a lesson from it. Cause and effect is uncompromising. If we live wrongly, follow our desires, and create bad karma, karmic retribution will surely come, bringing immeasurable suffering. Only by relying on the Buddha's teachings, practicing diligently, staying away from unwholesome deeds, and earnestly cultivating merit can we truly find peace in life and discover genuine happiness for ourselves.